Has the stream started yet?
Yes, and that's because I want to say to the people out there that
Alright, welcome to Dr. Funhouse's Asshole Castle. It's another fun day here in the Asshole Castle. I hope you've enjoyed our last couple streams, and this week we'll be joining Soapy Duckfucker and Bradley Chauncey Chuffton the Fourth. Also joining our heroes this week are... Chris, please introduce your character.
I'm playing Harlow, a Goliath Paladin.
also
Harlow, the Goliath Paladin, and... Irene?
I'm playing Ramiro, the... God, I can't remember. Arcocra Druid.
Ramiro, the Arcocra Druid!
I hate that so much.
Thank you. I have to try really hard for... Oh, shit. Who's this?
That's just me.
Oh.
It's Yellow Brian.
I need you to reintroduce me with my proper title, please.
Bradley Chauncey Chuffton the Fourth, neighbor of Ulysses and badger of witnesses. I'll be your DM tonight, and I regret it. All right.
I'm only regretting that voice.
I am to know.
Oh, brother, I'm gonna snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no. Irene, would you like to join our heroes immediately in the party, or would you like to join them at a later time?
I've had join immediately.
All right, sure.
Since Brian's another Goliath Paladin, I'll join immediately too.
Sure.
Can we all talk like the Macho Man Randy Savage for our character voices?
I like my voice to be working.
Yeah, that was super painful to do.
It sounded like it was.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Chris, you're joining as well?
Yes.
Okay. So, the four of you, then, I will immediately yeet our DMPC, Godsend. Harlow, Bradley Chauncey Chuffton the Fourth, Soapy Duckfucker, and Ramiro. You have just wandered back to the field of Old Men Jenkins after slaying not just 2, but 4 goblins who apparently, using the magic of this kobold Lizanardo, who you have befriended, you make it. Yeah, I fucking got it, Brian. Thanks. Jesus Christ.
Okay, I'm good now.
Brian, I think
I've had a long weekend.
You've had a long weekend, let me tell you, brother.
Oh, man.
Okay, so the four of you have
just... What is
just...
this voice gonna be? Can you just tell us now so we don't have to... Let's just rip that fucking Band-Aid off real quick.
No, you have to wait and then find out when he starts talking.
Hey, big dumb idiot guy, what does your voice sound like?
Are you talking to me?
No, no one is talking to you.
Very well, then.
Okay,
What
so are you...
happened to Godsend? I miss him already.
Are you officially Landre instead of instead of Soapy.
You guys
Soapy
made me kill
McTavish.
Soapy, and so
No, we said don't be a fucking weirdo about it.
nope. No. Tim officially murdered Soapy in fucking Dan's game.
In a one shot, you can
All right.
do anything.
All right,
This
so
is like when they replaced Becky on Roseanne and hoped no one would notice.
we're gonna get absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, I'll.
Okay, so, Tim,
We're
can you
looking
change
for
your name
goblins.
quick?
To what?
Your character name?
Brad, because I keep looking at you and
It
calling.
is Brad. It's Bradley. Bradley
Yeah,
checked
you
in the
need to-
fourth
Oh.
labor of.
You gotta exit and come back.
Yeah, can you exit and come back quick?
Man,
Hello, Irene.
Hello.
Hi, Erin. Thank you, Tim.
fuck, dude. I just had to scroll and click on some shit.
Oh no! You had
Oh,
to
yeah, I
do
just-
something.
I totally forgot you had a character named Harlow in the Friday game.
All
I don't
right.
think mine was spelled with an E, so you're good.
Okay.
Meow.
Oh, maybe it is.
So,
Okay, her character sheet is.
Bradley, Harlow, Landre, and Ramiro, you come back after killing these two goblins. You're pushing your way through these petrified corn stalks that, like, as you push them, they feel like they're almost like bamboo because of how, like, petrified they are on the outside. And no one needs to know what they feel like inside because no one's shoving them down their pants.
I mean, you can totally change that.
Nope, you really cannot. As you kind of push your way back into the first field you were at, you see Lizanardo has her staff pointed at Old Man Jenkins' forehead, and they both have their foreheads pressed against their staff, like they're it's kind of like they're praying. So like Lizanardo has her forehead pressed against like the base of this staff, and it's kind of held out, and then Old Man Jenkins is has his forehead pressed against like the very tip of it. And just as you push your way through these final stalks to get into the first field you were in, that was kind of covered in like pumpkins, like petrified pumpkins and vines, you see Lizanardo kind of sway a little bit and then drop to her knees.
Can I do a medicine check on her?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's a 7.
She
No
just seems.
wonder.
Oh,
No, go ahead.
yeah. She just seems really tired. Like, really tired.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be time to rest.
And you guys would know, it's about 4 or 5 p.m. But also, you even remember when, like, she was casting messages to you, Bradley?
Yeah.
She sounded super tired, like she was almost like physically and emotionally drained.
Well, basically, the plan is that we're not going to go into the woods until tomorrow, and so she can basically have a super extended rest before we have to go and take care of that.
Okay.
Because we're going to go and hunt these bugbears or whatever they might be.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you guys are able to walk over to Old Man Jenkins pretty easily. He still seems pretty fine. It kind of shook up from all the excitement of the day. But otherwise he's not bothered at all.
So here's the thing, Farmer Jenkins guy. You think you could give us a place to stay for the eve so we can, skedaddle in the morning and see if we can't fix your bugbear problem?
Oh, yes, you'd be welcome to stay in the workers, the workers,
In the main house.
no, absolutely not.
It is customary to allow the adventurers to stay in the main house.
I agree, you 100% can stay in the workers' quarters, yes.
If you don't mind, I
I'm
think I'll
thinking
sleep
that you
outside.
should probably let us stay in the main house. You know what I mean? Like it's
Of
What happens
course,
if they come
right in
back?
the
You
workers'
mean-
quarters, not a problem. And
in the main house.
The
How
workers'
about
quarters are in the
outside?
main house.
I was kind of thinking maybe the couch. You have a couch in the living room of the main house.
Do you have a master bedroom I could stay in?
That's what I was thinking.
Do you have
I
two
do
master
have a
bedrooms?
master bedroom, and you are absolutely not welcome to stay there, Mr. Landre.
I assume it has fine, downy pillows.
I sleep in my armor, so I prefer a very soft bed.
If you sleep in your armor, you can sleep outside.
Landre, I think he's trying to hint that he, wants you to take your armor off for him in a private situation,
my
and then we can all stay in the main house.
I could
He's
never.
he's showing you to the workers' quarters. It's definitely like decent beds. Like
Is
there's
it
nothing.
in the main house?
It's like attached. There's not like any route.
I'm
There's
going
not
to
a.
turn and start heading towards the front door.
He actually ignores you. Actually, you know what? Roll me a persuasion check.
All right.
Can I help him on that?
No.
No.
Can I help him on that?
No.
Hear me out.
Definitely not.
You
I
weren't gonna
tell
give
you,
it to
this
me
conversation is fascinating, but I've got to go check that corn to see how it feels on the inside.
Anyway. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, he's got to shove it down his pants, right?
It was peculiar. It felt like bamboo on the outside. I think it might actually be bamboo.
Sure, it kind of looks like corn to me.
I'm fucking leaving. You guys are kind of in the guest house, and it's like built into the main house, but there's no like connecting door, and the beds seem fairly nice, especially by like standard workers fares. Bradley walks out like around to the main house, and Old Man Jenkins doesn't even like notice him leaving, but he goes, "Well, these are the guest or workers' quarters. I've done my best to make sure they have good sleeping conditions, because you know how most workers get bad backs otherwise. I'd rather take care of them, and yes, please enjoy the night here, and if you would like to investigate the fields further, be my guest. But as the old man I am, I do need my rest. Thank you for understanding."
What does he have in the pantry? By the way, Brad shuts the door behind him when he is rummaging through the pantry.
Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Now, I don't think he's trying to be like necessarily super stealthy, so I think I should roll it at disadvantage.
You can roll it
Like,
at.
I'm trying
You can
to-
roll it normally. It's more just to see if he like noticed you as he's headed to bed.
Well, yeah, because like I'm trying to Magoo my way in here, basically.
Yeah, it's
You know
fine.
what
You
I mean?
can.
Unnecessarily super stealthy.
You don't have to roll it at disadvantage because
Oh.
it's less like he's trying to find you and more like, I'll take the 10. Yeah,
I got a 7.
Oh,
The 10 was from before when I tried to persuade, remember?
7. Okay. He hears you kind of in the kitchen and like walks over to you and goes, "Oh, yes, help yourself to any food in the pantry. That's fine. I'll be heading to bed now. Wake me if you do need me."
He's kind of munching on an apple and he'll look up wide-eyed at first and then be like, "Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely." And I think Brad's a little suspicious of this old man, and so he's probably planning on trying to have a little bit of a creep about the house.
Sure. So far, what you've seen is a fairly standard like ranch house. The kitchen was simply stocked. A lot of it is like ground oats and spices. A lot of it is what you would see from the crops that like you've seen have been petrified. Like there's some pumpkin spices, there's some cornmeal. Further on, there's some like ground kind of cinnamon spices. And you did see like some apple trees further on, so it's kind of like, oh, that would go together. But he doesn't have a whole lot in the overall in the realm of actual like prepared food. You would guess that he substains mostly on oats and grains.
But he does have a few apples.
Yeah, he has a few apples.
He'll grab enough for the party and bring them back and
Okay.
toss one to each of them.
Yeah. He would also have some. Let's see. He would have some. It would be like a very simple kind of pasta. Almost like a, what is it? I want to call it Rizzo pasta, and I think that's wrong. But where you boil it and it's kind of just like a mush, like a.
It's kind of the pasta that's a beauty school dropout. Is that the pasta that you're talking about?
Yeah,
Stockard
100%.
Channing pasta.
Yeah. Yeah. He has some of that and some more like where it looks like it's just basic like grain foods that he probably eats himself most of the days.
I mean, Brad
It
has
looks like
trail
it's about
rations
20 years
too,
too old
so
to play the character that it is.
Hello. Yeah, your DM will be taken over by a 5-year-old now. But yeah, other than that, he doesn't have a whole lot of like he doesn't have an abundance of meats or cheeses or anything. Like he has a little bit of meat, but it looks like what he picked up at the market probably today when you met him. And same with like cheeses, like or dairies in general. Like he probably picked up enough for the day, and then he's going to go back tomorrow.
Gotcha.
The rest of you, are you all just
Ramirez, actually, she's gonna go sleep outside in a tree because she's like to find spaces.
sure? Yeah, there's one or two really nice like climbable trees. What's your racing class, real quick?
I'm a Aarakocra, and I'm a druid.
Oh yeah, like either one of these trees is like super nice for you then. If you would want to sleep in it, like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, like it might be a little bit difficult for like just a straight human to climb one of them, but like you wouldn't have problems at all climbing either of them. It's just up to your choice which one you would want to go to.
I'm probably gonna do the one that's most difficult for humans to climb.
Sure, yeah. This is like it's a tall, like a maple tree where the base is a little bit thinner and it's a little bit taller. Um, but it's closer to the house because it kind of leafs out a lot at the top and provides a lot of shade. The other one is an oak tree a little bit further out towards the fields. That's more like stout and short and stout.
Okay. So I'll definitely go for the maple.
Yeah, sure. You see Brad exiting the farmhouse and walking towards the kind of quote unquote servants' quarters, which is really just connected to the main house, but it's like a back entrance.
Around this time, I'd be coming back from the fields too, with some plants in my hands.
Sure, yeah. Were you just gathering like crops, or were you just like picking some of the plants that are in the wilderness?
You'll see. So I would have seen let's see what your name is, Ramiro climbing up into the tree, and so I would have gone over that way, and well, I couldn't quite get to the bottom of the corn issue. It is petrified, and I don't know what it's scared of. But I did find these, and I hold up these plants, and they have peculiar broadleaf leaves in like a 3-leaf pattern. And I believe we could eat them, and they're quite obviously poison ivy.
Well, first off, you're right to shape. Second off, you're wrong about eating them. I suggest getting an ointment to cure for the itch that will be coming soon to your hands. Please tell
they've
me.
been itching for ages.
Oh dear.
I figured that if I just rubbed more on them, it would go away.
No. That's not quite how that works. I'm trying to think.
Harlow, roll me an intelligence check real quick.
My intelligence is -1. And that's a 12, so 11.
Okay, so you haven't taken a bite of these yet.
I'm gonna hop down from my tree and I'm gonna take this away from him.
Oh, good. I didn't know what to do, and I was seconds away from just biting right into them. Have you seen laundry around?
I think he's in the barracks. I'm not sure.
Good. I shall go find him.
See if he can help you with your itching.
Will do.
I'll see you in the morning.
If you need, if you need me, I'll be in the main house. So,
I have
go,
nothing to say to that.
And just keep in mind, this guy is like nearly 7 feet tall and like has like a bloody axe hanging off of his back. And it's just a complete
5 foot. So you're 2 feet higher than me.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go find laundry.
I hate 75% of you right now. Are you going into the main house, or are you going into the kind of servants' quarters?
Didn't you say the servants' quarters were in the main house?
They're attached, but they're not connected. So it's like there's the main house,
Well,
and then
that
there's
seems like a design flaw.
it's almost like these kind of quote unquote servants' quarters were built on after the main house.
Oh, okay. I like go try to go through the main house to get there, and then I'm just stumbled by the wall. I can't seem to figure out why it
You
doesn't
run into
connect.
Bradley. You run into Bradley
Oh,
as you're trying to
yes.
open the door. Like you open the door right as Bradley is, and you meet each other in the entranceway.
Bradley, hello.
Uh,
You're muted. Bradley Chuffton, fourth neighbor.
Hey! What can I do for you?
My hands are incredibly itchy.
Well,
I'm
that
leaving.
seems like a personal problem.
Ramiro told me to find laundry.
You know what I've heard helps with itchy hands?
I think what you need to do is keep them warm and put them down your pants.
Okay.
And make sure you
hold-
don't touch anyone, though. It's very important.
I see.
I'll need you to hold these, and I like hand over like I'm like taking off the belt and all the stuff attached to it and everything like that to be able to attach touch my put my hands down my pants here.
oh, okay. I thought you'd like to say the outer pants.
Fucking
He's going to
Tim's
grab
encouraging
like
people now.
the he's gonna grab part of his shirt and reach out and grab the belt of the with the sword and stuff on it for him, and like, or I suppose he's just holding his axe, whatever, never mind. But then he's gonna kind of laugh for a second and say, all right, well, we should probably find somebody that can cast a restoration spell, because you, I think, might have poison ivy.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, your junk is about to itch something fierce, but I'm sure there's a healer around.
He still doesn't take his hands out of his pants. He just continues to walk around with his hands in his pants as he follows you around to try to find laundry.
Harlow, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I don't have restoration.
All right, that's a 9 on the die, but it's a +3, so 12.
You're a little itchy.
See, the thing is that plus, or sorry, not, lesser restoration is a level 3 spell, so I don't think you'd be able to cast it yet,
Yeah. So
because we're only
sad.
level 2. Sue.
Some classes have level 2 at third level, I think.
We're
I
not
like
third
four
have
level,
wounds
though.
and healing word.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We're
You're
not
second
third
level.
level, we're second level.
You know what? I'm quitting.
Alright. DM forgets what level you are.
Alright, anyway, can we fast forward to the morning so that we can go and
What? You're not even
go
gonna
after
let
these
us?
bugbears?
You're not even gonna let us eat?
Not at all. Fast forward.
Wow. Just lost like 25% of my character development for this episode.
Did we
Good.
just yeet through the roof and like land somewhere mid in the forest and like we're
I'll do you one better. You can yeet through laundry and get a nice little bloodbath and clean yourselves off. Oh, okay. Oh,
Bradley
You
So
know,
when we
Chauncey
meet for
Shefton does
breakfast,
not
my
want to
hands are
clean
still down
himself
my
up.
pants.
What the fuck, dude?
you're not itching at all anymore, by the way.
Okay.
Are
I'm
your
just
hands
walking
still down
around
your
with them in
pants?
there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
They're not exactly like in the middle, like touching my junk or anything. They're just like if you put your hands just
Like
straight
on
in
the
your pants,
sides.
Resting on your
like if
thighs.
you had your hands on your thighs. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what time is it?
Well, first of all, is that how you fell asleep?
Oh yeah, they stayed in there the whole night.
Okay,
Oh my
so
god.
it's like 6 a.m. and you start hearing this clang, like let's see if I can kind of make a reciprocal quick. Just
Oh my gosh!
and Ramiro, you're the first to notice since you're outside. It's Old Man Jenkins with like a saucepan and a wooden spoon, and he's just clanging it as he exits his building, and he's walking around towards the exit on the backside toward the servants' quarters, where like the kind of guest house slash workers bunk room is, and he throws open the door and he's kind of like clanging this this saucepan as he gets into your bunks, and he goes, "Oh, well, sorry about that. I'm so used to waking the workers up early. I forgot for a bit that it was just you folk."
Oh, was that the breakfast bell?
Yes, there's some porridge made.
Excellent.
I miss Practice Bill. It sucked when he died.
Fuck. Point me to our porridge.
Yes, it's right inside on the. Oh,
In the main house.
I was going to say where it
We
usually
need
is,
to go
but
immediately. We'll eat along the way. It's fine.
As long as
Bradley,
You will
Spanish.
eat. Just you don't have trail rations, Landre?
I could eat
You
porridge
could-
on the go.
you could
You
fill up your
fucking useless
thermoses
folk.
with porridge
Oh my
if you
Lanta.
want.
Bradley, may I take my hands out of my pants yet? Are they
You
better?
absolutely may not. They have to stay there until you're fully healed.
Healed from what?
Rats.
Landre, no one asked you anything.
Harlow, I think it's okay for you to take your hands out of your pants. It should have passed by now.
Old Man Jenkins
But
has his
Bradley
head like.
said that I couldn't.
Oh,
What are you trying to
Yeah,
pass? I know a
Just
thing or
leave him like
two
that. He's
about
a lot safer that
digestion.
way.
he found poison ivy.
And ate it?
No, thankfully I stopped him before he could.
Then why is
He
he trying?
decided to rub it on himself.
What is he trying to pass?
Old Man Jenkins has his head like on a swivel between all of you, and he's like, if you have
Jenkins,
poison
just
ivy,
go fill up
hold
the
on,
goddamn
sir,
porridge. No,
sir,
fill up the thermos,
sir,
please.
sir, if you have poison ivy, some honey helps. Trust me. And he hands you a little, like, it's a little
I try to-
vial
I try
of
to grab
honey.
it with my elbows. Since my hands are still in my pants.
He just opens it up and pours it on your hands.
Does he just pour it down my pants with my hands?
No, just all over your hands. Like your hands are coated in honey, and he goes,
His hands are down his pants, though.
Yeah.
oh, then yes. Like he'll straight up just like pour it straight like down the little space that your hands are kind of
Oh, it's
making.
this
between
kind
your
of guest
waistband.
house.
Tim killed Soapy Lungwater, and this campaign has not changed at all.
Incorrect, because this isn't weird. This is sexual. There's a difference.
What?
Brian, you know what you did.
This is all your fault, Brian.
I'm just gonna drink mustard and let you guys do it.
Listen.
After the honey's on my hands, I do finally take them out, and they're just all sticky as fuck.
Drinking mustard's hard.
Why are you drinking mustard?
Laundry, where were you? I was looking for you all night.
Right there in the hay.
In the hay?
Listen.
What fucking hay?
Aren't we at a farm?
Well, it's always in the
The
last place you
proverbial
look.
hay.
When you sleep in your armor, it's good to find a nice soft place to lay.
The beds look soft.
Landre, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
There's a mouse in his pants.
That's nat 20 plus 1.
All right, cool. You're dead. Moving on with everyone else.
I didn't do anything.
What the fuck is going on right now?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm running the game.
What do you mean? We're just get them their food and then fucking let's go. If you
Okay.
give this man a thermos full of porridge, we will leave and go on the adventure.
That's all Lon wants.
He literally said there's porridge in the main house, and there's like a kettle full.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and fill it up.
Okay. You are easily able to do so.
But I can't.
Harlow, you get your hands covered with honey, and almost immediately they start feeling less itchy.
Ah, so good.
Would you all mind if I said a quick prayer?
Yes, let's go.
Moving on.
Let's go, please.
Okay, well, on the way, he's gonna
Rub-a-dub,
say
dub,
his prayer.
thanks for the grub.
No problem. Best of luck to you. And it's kind of like,
Lon, can we just have a quick discussion about how you're kind of the worst?
I'm sparing you from singing it. I'm just gonna type it in the chat.
what? Hey, I decided Landre is going to be a singer now, and
Oh, he's not a singer. He just that's part of his religion.
Why are you typing it though?
I haven't had enough absinthe for this.
I don't believe that you guys would let me sing it.
Because that's not something you should sing, Brian.
Don't act like you know my religion.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna grab a drink real fast.
Satan's
Yeah.
alive
I kept hearing
and
pouring water, and I was
comforted.
getting very uncomfortable feeling.
Oh, that's not water. That is something 160 proof.
So they're tromping along, and he's got his porridge, and that's the prayer that he sings.
I don't like it, and I won't accept it.
She's a peach of a savior, the apple of my eye. Stumbling through the vineyards, the grapes are going high. There's all I've ever wanted. And that's
She's
the
a
reason
brick.
why.
House.
Just go bananas for my life.
That was really good.
Is that what you were thinking?
That was
I would
super-
rather drink flies.
That was super
What do you
accurate.
mean? I thought so.
Okay, so
My favorite
where?
line is, "She's all I've ever wanted."
That's the reason why. I fucking hate you so much, Brian.
Brian, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
No. I'm eating
No.
my. I'm eating my.
I'm going to
porridge.
assume that's a 1.
Now that our porridge
That
has
wasn't
been
hay
blessed.
you slept in. It was poison ivy.
Brian, I'll give you the option of rolling either a Constitution saving throw or a Charisma saving throw. And let me know which one.
Okay, but does it have to do with my porridge?
No.
Then I'm gonna... I'll go with con.
Okay.
Nat 1 + 2.
Take a -2 to Constitution.
Why?
Because you're the fucking worst, and you know it. -2 to con, Brian.
Whoops. I'm not even the worst this game. Chris is worst.
This
Ladies
is
and
literally a
gentlemen.
permanent debuff. -2 to con.
This is toxic DMing, if you wanted to know, ladies and gentlemen. This is a perfect fucking
Incorrect.
example.
This is all of my players being the worst and Brian being absolutely -10 of 10.
How are we being the worst for the best? The turtle fuckers are gonna get everything solved in no time flat.
I am at least 100% better than this session than I was last session.
You know what? That's true. Make it a -1 instead of a -2.
Okay, thank you. I feel 50% better.
Sure. Okay. Where are you guys going exactly as you head out from this farmstead?
Well, Liz Ardo is gonna lead us towards where she thinks she saw the big hairy guys.
Are you going to talk to her at all?
We can as we're walking, but we already talked to her yesterday about it. So I figured that at this point it would just be chit chat about other things, but
Sorry, I'm back.
that depends.
Are you asking her like where to go though?
Well, she's leading us, I thought.
She's leading you.
Who?
Lizanardo.
The kobold that was frightful for her life.
Yeah, but I mean, she also watched us like annihilate the shit out of those goblins that held her captive. So clearly, we got a little something going on.
How exactly are you like asking her to lead you to the goblins?
Oh, I thought we already did. That's why I'm like operating under this assumption. That's why I'm so confused.
Well, because she told you it would be to the south, and then you guys took a long rest, and she like also slept in the barracks with you.
Oh, okay. Well then, Brad will say before we leave. Then, so you're going to lead us, right?
No, oh, I don't want to see them again. No, they'll kill me. No.
Hold on, they will definitely not kill you, because we are going to protect you. Look at these big dumb oafs here. I mean, sure, he tried to eat poison ivy, but I'm pretty positive that he puts the pointy end of that axe in things pretty good.
That's right.
You
And
could
I hold out the axe.
you could stand behind me the whole time.
I wouldn't stand too close to that one. He's also a bit oafish, but we'll be fine because they'll be the ones taking all of the hits. Look at how big they are.
As a worshipper of Demeter, I have full control of my digestive functions.
Thank
We're
you
not-
He says,
very much, Lon.
After he mentions how big we are, I put out a high five hand towards Lizardardo.
Brad, Harlow, which one of you has the higher charisma?
Mine's only +2.
Harlow?
I have a +2 charisma as well.
No.
But I have a +4 to persuasion, if that...
Yeah.
My persuasion is +4 as well.
Oh, okay.
Both of you roll me persuasion at advantage then.
All right.
A 19 on the die, and then +4.
I also got a 19 on the die +4.
Okay.
Damn it!
Fucking hell, yeah. Okay,
Wow.
so both of you are saying like
I smile
yeah,
really wide as I hold my hand out and high five.
yeah,
And
Harlow's
I'll do
like
finger guns behind him, like.
so Harlow's like,
Don't
yes,
leave
you
me
can get
hanging,
behind
bro.
me. And Brad's like, yeah, you can get behind Harlow. And Lizardo kind of like looks at the two of you and looks reassured. And is like, okay, but I don't think I have any magic left to fight them with. If that's
Don't
You
okay.
worry,
don't
we'll
need to do
handle
any
it.
fighting. You are the navigator. The navigator has the most important job. Make sure that you lead us in the right direction, and we will do all of the fighting. Deal?
Right. Now, how about that high five?
What? She raises her hand very kind of like nervously as if you're gonna hurt her, but like kind of trusting you to not.
Right. Does she do it?
Yeah, like, well, she's like holding her hand out for you to high five her.
I kind of go in closer so that she meets me halfway.
She does a very gentle high five on you.
Her hand kind of sticks to mine a little bit from the honey.
Yeah, yeah, just a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's just enough to be like kind of awkward between the two of you. But she like trusts you, and she indicates with her staff like, oh, it was this way. I think that they were.
All right.
And she starts pointing you towards the mountains to the south, actually. And after not too long, probably 30 to 45 minutes, she kind of like gets this like an aha moment on her face. And she goes, so the smaller ones that were with me before, we were traveling for a long time. A few days even. Do you want to do this now?
Yeah, that'll happen. Let's go.
Okay.
It'll be fine. You're good.
We'll protect you. Don't worry.
Sure.
Is she able to talk, or was she still being mental?
She was using her staff, and she's kind of like swiping it over all of you.
Oh.
With each like phrase that she says, and you can tell that she's getting a little bit fatigued with each like swipe. It's not super bad though.
We can talk back to her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you gonna talk back to her, or
No.
so why did you fucking ask?
Just for future reference.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Raining blood from a lacerated sky, spreading its horror.
Where are we right now? Can I roll a perception or something?
Yeah, 100%. You could roll a perception or a history or an investigation if you would like.
Wow.
I'm gonna roll perception.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, all of you can if you would want to.
Why are my dice hating me today?
Amen, brother.
12.
I think
perception.
8!
Brad
guys
is gonna
hate
pull
me.
out his lute and play some music instead.
Sure.
I got a natural 20 on my perception.
Oh my god damn it.
Okay, so everyone except for Brad and Harlow, you notice that Lizonardo is leading you to the south to the Doruk mountain range. Brad, you are playing your lute and just having a grand old time.
Give me the Doruk and breathe my soul.
Exactly. And it's probably been about a third of the day, I'll say. So, if you guys woke up at 6 a.m. because of Old Man Jenkins banging on his pots, it's probably about 10 a.m., maybe 11. The two of you who rolled good rolls instead, you would know just from maps and kind of travels on your own. The Doruk mountain range is 4 days away from the city of Magnes. And the farmstead was half a day away from the city of Magnes. So you're kind of concerned. Chris, you said rolled a natural 20?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's no way he would know any of that.
Even kind of just studying a map, looking at a map, you would know that there's no other real features between Magnes and the Doruk mountain range.
Okay, yeah, he could have figured that out. All right.
Yeah, if I think I pinned, yeah. If you look at the Western Valencia map between Magnes and the Dorheim Pass, there's nothing important in between there. And you know that. And that's exactly the trail that she's leading you on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, she's just walking ahead, kind of with the beat of with Brad's lute.
Lizonardo, if I may trouble you for a moment, what exactly are we doing? When we get to this destination, what are we going to find?
She puts the tip of her staff on your forehead, like she's signaling you out, and she goes, you wanted to find the big ones that were in charge of me, at least?
These big ones, they're sending these small lizards to put this blood in his farm.
They were making blights.
Is that what they were doing? That's fucked. The nerve of these guys.
You've no idea why they were doing this.
To make blights?
Why?
I guess.
Why Farmer Jenkins guy?
It'd been a while. They wanted
It's
us
been a
to.
while.
Since I could hold my head up high, there's been a while.
I need to go get a beer for this.
Your voice got deep.
No, Jesus Christ.
Does anyone see anything that looks like an enemy? Because it seems as though. Because here's my concern, Lizonardo, is why come all this way to do this to the farm? It doesn't make any sense.
Agreed.
How thick is the forest?
So it's not even like a real forest at this point. It's more like grasslands with the occasional tree.
All right. I'm gonna fly up in the air and do a perception check.
Sure.
Get my drink out of my way.
While you do that, she kind Jeez, Brian. Oh, hi. You had asked, Miss Lizard something, correct?
Bad news. When I said be right back, I muted myself and forgot that mutes the stream too, so nobody heard you. So I just need a quick summary of what happened.
Okay.
Shit.
Brian, I will legitimately sacrifice you to the Elder Gods. Until that time, yes, Ramiro had flown up into the air to check the remaining surroundings, and for a good 2-mile chunk around you guys, it's all like cropland. Like, there were no enemies, there were no real wildlife. Like, there's birds and like some minor stuff, but nothing that like would surround you or attack you at all. And it looks like, from at least what Ramiro can see from the air, Lizanardo is leading you on the path towards the Doruk Mountains. And was it you or Harlow or Bradley who had asked something about Lizanardo?
Mostly, I don't remember if it was me who asked, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. Why this farmer? Why Farmer Jenkins guy?
Okay, yeah. That's what you had asked. Excuse me, I apologize for that. We had just been moving further north, and I guess he was the first one to actually ask for help.
What? Ask for help?
I mean, I'm assuming that's why you and she gestures to the lot of you adventurers came, right?
I'm trying to understand why these large ones, as you refer to them, are targeting Farmer Jenkins guy's farm. What did he do to them?
I don't think they were targeting him. I think they're trying to build an army.
So they're doing this to others.
They're doing it to everyone. The entire way up here.
That's all.
How does this result in an army?
Roll me a history check.
Can I do an insight check
everyone.
on her?
You certainly can. Also, roll me a history check since you were with them, kind of.
See, 15 insight. Oh god, 3 on history.
Okay.
That kind of makes sense for my background.
For your
I got a
insight
13.
check. Okay. While the others do their thing. For your insight check, at least, she seems like she's telling the truth from what you can tell.
Okay.
I rolled a 22 minus 2 is a dirty 20.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I rolled a 17.
What is that total? 17 total?
Total 17.
Okay. Harlow?
Wait, was I supposed to be rolling something?
Everybody.
Yeah, you can. You can roll a history check
Okay.
for
8
being
minus
with the
1.
group. 8 minutes. Okay. Landre, aka Not Soapy.
Soapy
you-
laundry.
Yeah, Soapy Goosefucker or whatever. Yeah, Landre, you remember? And Bradley, you kind of think you might remember. When Lizanardo went to start burning the big patches of roots that you guys were kind of getting tripped up on, there were these very faint screams almost from the plants themselves.
Oh.
Harlow and Ramiro, you apparently don't remember that at all.
Did you say?
Lizanardo, I have a question.
Yeah. Oh, yes?
So, why were they attacking Jenkins' farm?
Holy shit. Holy shit.
They were just moving further north, and I didn't even know it was someone's land. They made me cast the spells, and that's where they.
Here's what I don't understand. You have the capability to grow these creatures from the land, and yet you're this afraid of them? Where did you get this ability?
Fucking hell.
I just cast what I can, and it would take a lot out of me, and there would be a lot of them, and I was scared.
Your voice is so much, and it's in my head, and I think with these large ones, as you call them, doing this to all the land, I think that's a worthwhile trip for us to spend the 4 days traveling, much as that sounds terrible to me. But we should make the venture anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's my voice that is bad, Brian.
I just love that your NPCs all sound like they're on a roller coaster while they're talking to us.
Like here's Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Oh, like Scoob,
Like
man!
Scoob.
There's all these ghosts!
Can we restart this campaign with all new characters?
I like her beard.
We need a campaign
Brian,
just with
we
no plot.
suggested that last. I can do that too. So you guys are just going further south. Are you guys going further south?
We are, yes.
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 Okay. As you guys go further south, you notice that more and more the what was almost a cobblestone path is getting more and more overgrown with thick, winding roots and vines. And Lizanardo is seeming more and more nervous with her eyes darting back and forth.
Lizanardo.
Yes.
We've only been traveling for the better part of a day. We have 3 days ahead of us. Is there something you're not telling us? You seem awfully skittish.
No, like I said, the bigger ones, the tall ones, they made me cast it, and as we got further north, more of them went back to base, and by the time you caught up with us, it was just me and the goblins.
You're afraid that we're going to encounter these things along the way.
Yes.
Why did you bloody
I-
Oh my god.
I didn't see anything on flying though.
They're probably back in base.
How tall are the tall
I'm sorry.
ones?
Where?
Sorry, one at a time. I heard there and a lot of laughing and
How tall are the goblins?
I said the tall ones. How tall are the tall ones? Are they as tall as us?
She like puts her hand at head level for her, which is quite small, probably 3.5 feet, and then she like starts raising her her hand, like looking at it, like trying to measure it. And when she's at like a full arm's length, she starts like jumping, and then like she looks at you. She looks at you, Harlow, and she goes, "Oh." And then she like looks at this imaginary point above her head, and looks back at you and goes, "Probably as tall as you, yeah." What's your strength at, or your con, whichever one's higher?
Okay, my strength is a 20. So plus 5.
Shit. Yeah. Yeah. So she looks at you and goes, probably as tall as you, maybe higher. About as. And she starts making like the wide motion, like she doesn't want to say like as thick as you, but she's kind of like, yeah, it's like broad.
Dear God, they are humongous.
And she
I don't
starts.
think we stand a chance.
She starts like nodding her head as like super furiously when you say dear God.
Listen, Nardo. Demeter knows I abhor asking you questions, but how many are there?
I saw maybe three different ones.
And there are
Dear
Maybe
God.
4.
Is it just them up there, or do they have minions? And others?
I don't know. There's more than that. Just them. There's the short ones, and she gestures. The way she's gesturing, you would guess it's kind of like the goblins that you've faced already. Because go for it.
I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and say, whatever lies before us, let us meet it head on without any more understanding of what we're getting into, because this Nardo's voice will kill us before they ever would.
That is very rude, Lon.
Laundry,
apologize.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm ashamed of this horrible headache I have.
Apologize.
I'm not sorry.
I will hit you with my quarterstaff if you don't apologize.
Wait, can everyone else mute themselves so I can just make an obnoxious scream into Brian's headset?
Just deafen ourselves.
Tim muted himself.
All right, everyone else has to now. Believe it or not, this is not the worst voice that I come up with this campaign.
Oh, good.
God.
Good. Irene's never coming back.
Very well. Let us move on.
All right.
Okay.
You guys are moving further south.
We
then?
weren't walking and talking? I thought we were walking and talking.
Let us move on in silence. Walking, no
I
talking.
assumed you guys were walking and talking, and you guys like started talking to Lizanardo. And then like after a short while, she like started talking to you guys, and then this happened. Is that cool with everyone?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, after a short while, you guys, I don't know who Deafened Brian is. but
That's me.
yes.
It's definitely not Brian.
Oh my gosh.
Boo!
Can we play without Brian instead? No, yeah, you
That was
guys.
so bad I just pooped my pants. Like my bowels would not stay in my body anymore. Just all the poop came rushing out.
R.I.P. Tim's wife. um, yeah, you guys move ahead for a full day. Then, you guys camp out. I imagine this whole conversation between Liz and Ardo happens kind of like as you guys are preparing camp. Like, how far is it? And like, oh, what's going on? And she kind of motions. And do you guys want to fast forward to the base of the mountains then?
Yes, please.
I do, yeah. Unless we're gonna fight something, 100%.
Okay. Everyone roll me perception checks. Ramiro, you can roll me it at advantage.
Okay.
I got a 1.
15.
Okay. Nine by Brian and 14 by Chuffton. Okay, so what's your name now? Landre, you don't notice a whole lot. It seems like you're just kind of walking without a purpose. But you do notice that these mountains in the background are slowly getting bigger and bigger. Bradley, you kind of notice the same thing where there's like Liz and Ardo had told you that they were kind of like in the mountains, and you were like, yeah, you kind of had an idea, but it was like you kind of thought that it would be like in the foothills of the mountain, and as you kind of grow to the actual foothills of the mountain, you're like, oh shit, she meant in the mountain.
Ooh.
Ramiro, you are at least able to notice that there's nothing like sneaking up on you. There's other than the excess kind of growth in bush. There's no enemies around necessarily. It's just like wow, yeah, this is way thicker. It's almost like you guys are traveling through a jungle, but then there's like a 10-foot strip where there's a road, and that's not normal. You know what, Chris? You're exactly right. Yeah, there's a full landing strip.
Wow.
But like the opposite of a landing strip. Like someone just took a razor straight down the middle.
Oh man, that's awesome.
But yeah, like you notice that there's no excess wildlife as you guys are getting thicker into this like brush. And it's almost like this this kind of dense canopy sprouted up very recently. Until you guys get to the mouth of the mouth of this kind of cave system. And pretty much everyone is able to tell, except, did someone roll a 1? Or am I fucking mistaken?
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
Everyone except for Harlow, you're 100% certain that this is the mouth of the Dorkheim Pass. Harlow, you're not certain where you guys are. You're just like, yeah, we're going south, baby. Hell yeah.
I'm like telling the story of that long time ago adventure yesterday when I had my hands in my pants that whole time, and
Exactly. And you guys get to the mouth of the Dorheim Pass. And roll me a second perception check, actually, as you guys get to this doorway, kind of.
23.
Okay. Yeah, if you can type it in chat, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
oh, we doing it again?
Yes.
Yep, one more. 7 for Brad. 12 for Soap Douche. 10 for Carlo. And is there one more of you?
Nope.
No.
Oh, yep.
Four
Okay.
Z's.
I will roll one for what's her fuck?
Lizanardo.
I don't give a shit.
Wow, I guess shit by your own NPC.
Okay. Okay. As you guys kind of get towards this this clearing by the base of the mountains, it's been almost a full day. You guys are kind of getting tired. Ramiro, you kind of are like, it seems like it's kind of late. I'm gonna fly up to find a place to roost. And you see this almost clearing where there's this brush cleared and this camp set up right outside the mountain range. And right almost as soon as you fly upwards, Lizanardo kind of reaches her hand forward with her staff out. And it's like, there, hold on. And stops the rest of you and goes, I think there's a group of them right ahead. And Ramiro, you do see there's two kind of they're very basic kind of tents set up of oiled leathers.
Okay.
There's an orc who is further north than the rest, which is where your group was. They're probably still about 100 feet from you, so you don't think that they've noticed you. But if your group goes any further, you're a little worried.
Okay. So, of course, I relay the information to them.
Okay, so you fly down quick and tell them that, yeah. And that's kind of right as Lizanardo kind of stopped them, hey, there's more people ahead.
Did you say 100?
What? No.
No.
It was 100 feet from you guys.
How many people?
They only had 2 tents, man.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 2 tents and definitely one outside, so maybe 6 tops ahead. From what you would guess.
Those have to be big
I
tents
think
then.
there's 100
Where-
people there.
It's lingerie. What do you expect?
Let's see. We've got a human, a Goliath, a Kenku, and what are you exactly, Landre?
I'm a
Asmar?
Goliath too. We got 2 Goliaths.
You're Goliath now. Interesting.
I'm a Kokoro. I'm not Kenku.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gosh,
There's a difference.
that's really problematic.
I'll
All
roll a
people
DM.
are the same.
Mm-hmm.
36. gathered on the information that you guys have between Lizanardo and Ramiro, you wouldn't guess that there's more than 7 full orcs ahead at this campsite. But you're not entirely certain how many are actually there.
There's no way we can afford to sleep here. Not with them at our doorstep. But we have the surprise.
I agree, kill them.
I ready my shield and my axe.
Are you ready my spells?
Remember, you can stay behind us, Liznardo. You don't have to get involved.
Wait.
Lizanardo is trembling at the thought of actually fighting these guys.
All right.
We need a plan before we go in. We're not just going to charge in headlong.
When you
reckon...
say this, Lizanardo is like nodding her head at that, like, and like points at Bradley.
There's 4 of
Ramiro, does Brad see any sort of like a bow or a crossbow on you, Ramiro?
No, I only have. Go attack. Go on. No, I have a quarterstaff and a scimitar.
Lizanardo does have a hand crossbow.
Brad has a short bow and a quiver of arrows, and he'll look at you and be like, do you want to cover us from above?
I could do that.
And then what I'm thinking is, Harlow, you and I can, well, you cover the one flank, if you cover the one tent, and if Lan, you cover the other, you will attack any orc that comes out of the tent.
Oh, attack. Right. I thought you meant to cover it with, like, the rashi bush that I got into the other day.
cover it with a nice blanket and sing it to sleep.
I appreciate you clarifying, Harlow, and that is why you're an important and valued member of this team. Anywho, so I think, Ramiro, do you want to get into position and signal us when you're ready? I'll try and play a little bit of a middling defensive sort of role, and I think we should be A-okay. Lizanardo, you should stay here.
Okay. And she kind of like dives into a tent and curls up into a ball.
What's the signal going to be?
I think when we hear you thwip an arrow into somebody, that'll be signal enough.
I don't have any arrows. I have Thorn the Whip.
Oh, he gave you...
oh, he did? Okay.
With the short bow, he gave you a quiver of arrows as well.
Okay.
I just felt like we have to put that flying to use if we can, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I do have Druidcraft. I could just stuff out their campfire, too.
How late is it right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna ask next.
It's about 7 p.m. for you.
So it's not going to make a huge difference if fire goes out for...
Yeah.
Although orcs have dark vision, but we wouldn't know that, I think.
You guys have traveled for about an entire day already. And you're like in the second day. Because the first day there was literally nothing. It was entirely like... It was like fields. And the second day it was like... you started to get into kind of the same cornfields you had seen before at Old Man Jenkins, where it was almost bamboo fields.
Right.
But none of you noticed that until I believe Ramiro noticed. It was kind of like, hey, I noticed something, and then like there was a campfire in front of you. And you guys are pretty
Alright.
close to the Doruk Mountains already, I believe.
Yeah, let's make like a tree and kill these orcs.
All right. So I'm gonna fly up in the air and start flying closer to them.
Sure. Roll me a stealth check.
That was cocked. That was a 14.
Oh yeah. So as you fly above these orc camps, you notice that it's a very small camp. It's almost like they from what you know about the because you killed a very small group of goblins already. It's like they sent out one full group and then sent the kind of goblins and the kobold forward, and the rest of the group had stayed behind. So you notice 3 tents fully set up as you're flying overhead, not too far from this this orc camp, as it were. You see one orc kind of keeping watch to the north side of the camp, and then the 2 tents to the south side of the camp you had seen orcs walk into. There is 3 tents total, 2 to the south, 1 to the north, set in a triangle, kind of in a not an isosceles, whatever the fuck the even ones on each side is. But yeah, you had seen 1 walk out of the north tent and 2 orcs walk into the south tent.
So there's only one orc out right now.
There's only 1 orc, yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna fire an arrow at it.
Okay.
I am not proficient in short bow, unfortunately.
You do get advantage though.
Okay.
So was there a tree line? And how far is that away from the tents? Like at closest approach?
It's less like a tree line and more like when you drive through a field of corn stalks. Like when you're driving through Kansas and there's just corn stalks on either end.
So could I go prone and then like crawl on my belly like in the high grass till I'm like at the closest approach to the tents?
Yeah, I'll say you can do that. And doing
Alright.
so, you do notice one kind of on the north end of the tent. You don't have a great shot at either of the tents to the south end, but you do see the one orc on the it's the northeast end, and the road kind of runs straight east of where they're camping, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think.
And like, go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I was gonna say Brad is probably going to motion for Lon to do the same, and Brad is gonna follow up next to him so that he'll be in position and ready for when the arrow hits that guy.
I'm gonna say you guys are 1 turn away from that.
From the arrow hitting that guy?
Yeah, so like
Or
you guys
from
had
the guy?
So like you guys had been like following this trail down, and then you were like, hey, let's kind of camp here. And then Ramiro had like flown up to make sure, and she had noticed something. So like you guys are like 1 turn away from being able to shoot at these guys.
Oh, so we still have to get even closer. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was assuming she would wait till shoot until we were in position.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
wait.
yeah, she could definitely wait until you guys are kind of in ranged attack, for sure.
She
Yeah, I'm
could
gonna.
probably see us. Well, I don't think any of us have ranged attacks right now because
Nope,
I
I
gave
don't.
her my bow, and
Okay.
I have 2 paladins next to me.
I have javelins.
I didn't take javelins.
I have 5 javelins.
What's the range on javelin? Is it 2060?
3120.
Oh
3120.
shit!
Shit. So you don't quite have a clear like line of sight to them, but you feel like you could definitely like you kind of see their tents and you feel like you could throw to the tent at least. So like you're not far from them, you just don't think that you have a clear line of sight on them. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I
and
think we just keep moving
How
forward,
far
trying
am
to
I
get into
away
combat
when I'm
range.
like
Then
closest to the tents, or closest to that one that's like watching?
roll me a stealth check.
we probably all should. Hey,
Yeah, and I got to roll at disadvantage because of my chainmail. That's not too bad. 13.
Okay. Wow, that is weird.
I got a
Yeah.
24.
Are you guys all creeping forward as you see Ramiro
Mm-hmm.
kind of puff up her feathers?
Oh
Okay.
no.
So okay, so everyone roll me I'm gonna say everyone roll me initiative.
All right.
Ramiro and Bradley, you will have a 1 round of sneak attack as you were able to kind of get close to them without them seeing you. And then,
Okay.
like, right before you guys fired, they kind of noticed, or right after you guys fired, but before they were hit, they noticed Landre and Harlow.
Okay.
Okay.
But then roll initiative.
Yes, please.
Ooh, dirty 20.
8.
Wait, Brian was 17. Okay.
My dex mod is 2.
Okay. Let me roll
So I get to
initiative.
go before Brian.
Oh my god. They rolled a 20 on the die and an 18.
Wow.
I know, right? Okay. 16. Okay. Okay. So, I believe Bradley and Ramiro, you rolled stealth checks enough to succeed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ramiro, you see one orc above, like, kind of standing in front of the tents to the north end, which is where you guys are situated. And you're kind of able to motion to the others, but only Bradley is able to really notice you. You don't see any other orcs, but there are 3 tents set up right now.
Okay.
So you have a surprise round, and Bradley will have a surprise round.
Can I hold mine until they get a position, or no?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, I'm gonna hold till they get position.
Sure. What would you exactly like to be holding it for?
I guess until like Bradley gets closer.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And then I'll say if Bradley fires a shot, you will also fire your shot as he fires it.
Okay.
So you kind of pick out a spot at the top of the trees where you can kind of see where your group of friends are, and also where this group of orcs is. Group is, yes. And you see Bradley kind of making his way craftily towards the north. I'm sorry, towards the south. So you like train your bow on this orc, but you are kind of looking at Bradley right now.
Okay.
Brad, what would you like to do?
How far away am I from this orc right now?
I would say you are like you saw Ramiro fly up and immediately like point and drop. Like she just dropped straight into the trees as she was pointing. You would gather that she's about, or there are enemies about 40 to 50 feet away from you. Right now, you don't
Okay.
see anyways, but you can move towards where she was pointing.
Yeah, I would like to move towards her. Can I just keep my stealth check, or do you want me to make another one?
No, you can keep it. When you get about 20 feet, you see a bit of a clearing where these petrified corn stalks start to be pushed down. And while they're not perfectly pushed down where you are, further on, they are very much like cleared away. And you see an orc. He has a bow drawn, and he's kind of looking in your direction, but not directly at you. And he's standing by 3 tents.
I think that Brad doesn't like the odds right now, and he definitely doesn't want to be the first one to make himself known. And
Okay.
so I think he's just going to stay at the edge of this clearing area, and he's going to wait for a good opportunity. And so I'll just hold my turn, like straight up hold it instead of my act. You know what I mean? Like instead of holding my action, like I am going to delay my turn and go at a new initiative. Does that make sense?
So you want to enter at initiative 0, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um. So you kind of like you have your bow not drawn, but
I don't have my
like,
bow, remember? Ramiro has my bow.
oh shit, yeah. So
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing anything, bro. I have a dagger. I got to get within 20 feet, and
okay, so you kind of creep up to like the edge of this brush where like these cornstalks kind of start to be pushed down. And you have your dagger in your hand, just watching this orc.
I have the rapier out right now. I'm not going to throw the dagger. I'm
You have a
waiting for an
rapier.
opportunity
Okay,
to
cool.
run in for melee, yeah.
Do you have a dagger in your offhand?
No, he's a
No,
duelist. He's not a
okay.
Yep. The dagger
Okay.
is just an extra ranged weapon in case I get disarmed, kind of a like sidearm type thing, not
Sure. So yeah, you have this rapier kind of like pulled to your chest. Then, and you see this orc walking around the camp as if he heard something. He has this look on his face, and both you and Ramiro are able to see this from different angles, obviously, but it's like he's looking for some sort of attack. He's very on guard, but he hasn't like sounded an alarm at all. And he kind of has one hand has a short sword drawn, and the other has his hand like right next to this kind of block of iron that neither one of you are able to really make out right now. And I will. Kyrene, what's your dex?
My dex is +3.
Oh yeah, that'll beat him. So it is now your turn as this orc is kind of. He's making his way in a quarter circle around the camp on the north end of the camp, which is the end that you are on.
Okay.
And I would think you would see that Brad is pretty close at this point. You know what I mean? Like he's within 30 feet. So
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the
Yeah.
shot.
You're gonna take a shot? Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 earlier for it.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, from like where you are, you kind of have like this line of almost scrub brush trees on your side, moving further south where the orc is, and then you like notice that Bradley has his hand on his rapier and it's drawn, he's ready to charge in, but you don't see the rest of them. You fire this shot at this orc who is kind of patrolling the camp that he is at. And you said it was an 18 total? Or 17 plus 1. Okay, yeah. I mean, that'll hit. Roll damage.
It's 5 damage.
Okay, yeah. He would you like to aim for his left or right side from where you're looking?
What side is holding the iron block?
So his right side is holding an iron block, the left side is holding a stick.
I'll go for the right side then, with the iron block.
Okay. Sure. As this it's a short bow, correct?
Yes.
Okay, as this short bow, it's an arrow. It pierces into his right side, and you can tell it takes a half second for him to kind of like stagger and go, oh, but then he starts beating this iron block with his left hand as he has this short iron stick in it, and he's just trying to make as much noise as possible. So yeah. So you have done 6 damage to him.
5.
5.
Oh, 5. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay. And then everyone else's initiative. Did I already write that down?
Chris has a 17, so
Brian has a
he
17.
is next. Oh,
Yes.
I
it
got
depends on
six
who has
as
a better
Brian.
dex. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Chris is first.
Actually,
I got dirty 20 for my initiative.
I'm rolling that as your attack there.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're fine.
But that brings us to the orc who just got shot. And he starts ringing this kind of bell, and like, it's not really ringing a bell so much as it is just slamming on this iron block as hard as he can to try and let everyone know that there's someone attacking. Oh shit, the other orc actually also got an 18. So, another orc runs outside of the tent. And Kyrene, roll me a stealth, and Justin, roll me a stealth.
Ramiro, not Kareen.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I got that one.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
15.
15. That just makes it. Okay.
I
So-
squawked too loud.
Yeah, like, you hear this... you hear this orc
She squawked
ringing
too
his
close to the
bell.
sun.
You hear this orc ringing his bell as loud as possible, and like just the first shot of it, you're like, ah! And immediately the first orc to run out trains his bow on you, and that's a nat 20. Holy shit! I cannot roll that any better. Longbow, I believe, is an 8, correct?
Maybe?
Yeah, longbow.
Yeah, it is.
Longbow's an 8. Okay, cool. Because he has a 0 dex, but, yeah, he's gonna do, 6 damage as he hears this, like this clanging goes off, and then you're like, ah! And he just immediately, like, trains his bow, fires, shoots at you, and you take 6 damage on him.
Okay.
Followed
Ow.
probably by another.
Followed by a second which actually fits perfectly because the second orc got an 18. So the orc who was like
God
pointing
damn
at
it.
you, the orc who was like pointing at you, tries to throw his hatchet at you, and it's his offhand, so he's not super great. So it like flies past you. Because I'm assuming a 9 doesn't hit your armor class.
No.
Yeah. So he has like one hand raised with his lantern towards you, and then you get hit with an arrow, and then he kind of like just chucks his hand axe at you, kind of underhand, to try and get some kind of damage on you. But he misses drastically, and that brings us to Harlow.
All right, so I'm going to run out in the clearing. How far am I away from the closest one?
So it was 20 feet to the clearing, and then another 20 feet to the nearest orc. So
Okay.
you could
So,
make it within 10 feet, or you could stand at the edge and be 20 feet away.
Yeah, I'll make it within 10 feet of him,
Mhm.
and then I'll yell out and point to him, and then have a sweeping motion with my finger as I point to the rest of the camp, and I say, "You lot all have tiny penises, and you look like you can't dress yourselves very well."
Ramiro's
there a
like
roll
face
I need to
palming at
make?
this.
I guess it would be like maybe a persuasion check, or
Oh, are you literally just running out and yelling this?
yeah, I'm just running out and yelling that, trying to make a distraction, and then also just in the moment of passion, it just came out.
It's moss, isn't it?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just when you said the insult, it's just like
Yeah.
all I could picture was moss.
Yep.
I thought you were like making a spell check. Roll me. God, I don't know. Intimidation, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be
Alright.
intimidation.
I guess.
Okay. Oh, that's a 14 plus 4, so an 18. Yeah.
Okay, I rolled an 18 and a 14 total. I'm gonna say one of these orcs. The orc you can see. Like, you can see 2 orcs from where you are as you run in this clearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The closest orc, like, looks at you, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the second orc kind of like diverts its gaze, and it's like, oh man,
Oh no, I know about my penis.
oh no,
How did he know about my penis?
oh no, my pee pee.
Baby.
My pee pee is so small. No.
God.
Brian, I guess you're next.
Okay.
Landre.
I never was much for stealth anyway. How close are we? How close can I get?
So you were in the tent when you hear, "Oh, your pee pee." You can get, I'll say, 20 feet to the edge of this kind of clearing of, kind of like petrified corn husks. So you can see everyone, but they're probably a good 30 feet away from you.
Javelin it is.
Okay.
I was going to Halo Sports, but not in range.
Nah one.
22.
Oh yeah. Roll damage.
7 damage.
Okay. So you hear Harlow shout these insults at these orcs, followed by like this weird cacophony of orc voices, and you just bolt out of your tent and hurl this javelin without really looking. And like as you kind of roll to your feet, it hits this orc right in the chest, and it goes, oh. And it like looks down with like its hands at its side, and it's like gesturing at this spear in its chest. And it's like, oh. Which brings us to fuck, is that you, Bradley?
Bradley went to 0 initiative.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Bradley went to
I would go
zero.
right
Okay.
after that then.
There is one orc.
Oh, is there? Okay, never mind. I would have to go
There's
after that.
one orc which runs out of its tent, and it kind of like, it has a hatchet and a scimitar. The hatchet, it is in his offhand, and the scimitar's in its main hand, and it kind of like gazes over the surroundings, and it sees all of you, and it kind of like clamps down in both of its hands, like, all right, we're fucking doing this. And then it's Bradley's turn.
Are there some orcs that are kind of bunched up right now?
Yes.
'Cause it kind of seems to me like there is.
So there's one of them that's like furthest north, and then like 10 feet further south, there is the one that's like that I just described, where it's like it's ready to fucking fight.
Right.
And then there's 2 more that are like in the just further south tent.
How far
Like,
away are those 2 more that are next to each other?
They are about 30 feet from you.
How far away are they from each other, though?
Oh, they're 5 feet. Like,
Okay.
It's like the furthest one from you is probably about 40 feet. And then it's like 35 and 30. And the one that's at 30 is the one that's like, I'm going to fucking take these guys on.
Gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna run up to where the 2 are close together. I'm gonna pull out my lute and go, "Dun, dun, dun, dun," and I'm gonna cast fucking the thunder one. What the fuck is it called?
Thunderwave?
Thunderwave, yes. And
Okay.
so I need a
Constitution
Constitution
save?
saving throw. Yep.
What's the DC before I roll?
13.
13. I dropped both of them on the floor. I'm gonna re-roll those.
Amazing.
Clearly, I've had too much to drink. I missed my dice tray entirely. That's a 9 and 11. 11 passes, 9 does not.
Okay, so the one
the
does not get pushed, but the other one is going to take full damage and get pushed 10 feet.
Okay. What's the damage?
Shit, 3?
So, the one that's further from you gets, like, launched 10 feet, but lands back on its feet somehow. Is it, like, it looks super confused, but it, like, looks around and it's like, I guess I'm still standing? Okay. And the one that's closer to you, like, doesn't even flinch. It's just, like, it's, like, also playing the guitar right back at you, and it's like, dun 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 dun, and you come in and you're like, dun 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 dun, and it's just like, dun 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 dun. And
What the fuck is going on? All of these orcs have changed weapons and classes and fucking.
yeah, you're just gonna get straight up dicked.
I see that. It's okay. So for my bonus action, I'm gonna put away my loot and pull out my rapier, and get ready for what is probably going to hurt a lot.
So from what you can see 4 orcs from where you are as you pull out your rapier. One of them starts charging at you. And as he does so, okay. Does 15 hit your AC?
What initiative does this guy have? I'm last in the order.
He's top of the order.
I thought what's her face was okay.
Oh,
No, 15 doesn't hit my armor class.
Okay. She's literally second to him.
Okay.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my superiority die to riposte.
Sure. Yeah. Bradley chuffed it.
That's a 25 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Oh yeah.
All right. So D plus D6 plus 4. That's 8 damage only.
Okay, yeah. And that was with your rapier, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, he swings his short sword and you kind of like deflect it and then immediately like kind of swivel it around and stab into him. And he looks bad as he's like as he tried to charge into you and absolutely failed. And yeah, Pearl, no. Fuck, what's your name?
Ramiro.
Ramiro, thank you. I had Kyrene written down. Yeah, Kyrene.
Yeah, I play her a lot, but
Okay, Ramiro. Yeah, so you see the one orc that had tried to stab into Bradley, and then the rest are kind of like, they're almost in defensive positions, but they're like ready to charge in. There's just the one that like had actively tried to lead the charge and gotten absolutely dicked.
all right. I'm gonna cast Chill Touch on it.
On the one that had charged in?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, that was a 7.
So this thing like it like tries to stab into Bradley. It gets stabbed back. And like almost out of instinct, it like brings its hand back up on its left side as you cast this chill touch and it just deflects it in the moment.
You
Like it wasn't even trying to. It just happened to like slash it away,
God damn it, of course.
and
That's like Aaron.
it doesn't even notice you. But Herlo, you're up. I think.
Correct.
All right. So I would like
Hello?
to maneuver around to where I'm flanking with Bradley on the one that had just attacked him.
You can get pretty close on this turn. Are you trying to melee flank? Melee
Yeah,
flank
melee flank.
or
Yeah.
okay. You can't quite get there.
All right. Well, I'll at
you're
least...
like 8 feet away from
Oh,
being like 180 degrees from it.
Oh, okay.
So you're kind of like behind it, but it can still see you.
All right. Well, I'll still get to that position, and I
Sure.
will slashy with my axie at it.
Sure. Sure.
All right. God damn it. Well, I don't know. I got a lot of bonuses. So I got 8 on the die, +7, +2. So that actually might still
17?
hit. So
17
yeah,
will hit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then that is a D8. Which is an 8 on the die. +7.
Okay. 7 damage.
Yep.
So you kind of
So
like
8 +7 is so that'd be 15.
15 damage?
Yeah, because I got an 8
Damn.
on my D8, and then I got it +7, because that's just what my strength and proficiency is.
You
don't have your proficiency to damage.
damage.
It'd just be +5
Oh,
then.
duh. Okay, never mind. Yeah, +5.
So 13. But still, that's huge. Holy
Okay,
fuck.
yeah.
Why does
So-
it say +7 on my thing? Does the
Broken.
dueling fighting stance
Broken.
add to your
Broken.
attack too?
That's just a hit.
Oh, it's +2
Yeah.
to damage. Okay. So
Okay,
the
so-
+2 wasn't actually to the hit. So if it was a 15, then would that still
13 to
hit?
hit? 13
Well,
to hit?
no, like
Or 15
would
to hit
be-
total?
15 to hit total. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Okay,
you
so that's
kind of
still-
like... You almost like fake as if you're gonna stab into this thing, but then you like do this weird flourish where you do this like spin around it and then like backhand it to hit, and you do 15 damage, and it looks real bad. As you're like back to back with Bradley now. As you kind of like, ha ha! You can't hit me! Slash. And yeah, you do a shit ton of damage to it, and it lets out this screech, like just this absolute nightmarish.
Kind of this Lizanardo type screech.
No, worse than that. And I will make the screech directly into the microphone if you don't shut the fuck up.
And your mother's only packed tuna fish sandwiches in your lunch boxes.
Oh. Oh, my ears.
Why was that? What did we do to you, Eric?
You know what you did.
How could you?
I apologize severely.
You do not, you fucking drunk.
That's fair. Let me enjoy this gin fizz now.
All fizz.
It was
Okay.
just gin and absinthe and egg whites.
Chris, is your turn over?
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna get within 10
So-
feet
After
of the
these
nearest.
12 more things that I want to do.
So,
I'm going 10 feet to the
Yeah.
nearest one, and I'm gonna javelin this motherfucker.
just to be clear,
No, halberd. I mean.
Harlow had like stabbed this thing and it like started to fade. It wasn't 100% faded, But that's when Landre, I guess, and not Soapy continue.
Okay.
Man, back on that shit, eh?
You know what? We're bringing back Soapy, boys.
Son of a-
We're
No.
not, though. We're not.
What was it to hit, Brian?
Nat 1.
You
No.
suck.
I'll do it this way.
Make
Brian
him roll a
Harlow.
D100, and if he rolls a 1, he falls and hits his pee-pee.
I'm trying
Brad-
to keep you alive, Bradley.
Braden Harlow roll D20s. What's your fuck roll a D100?
Oh, no. $15.
Okay.
That's gotta be a ouch my pee-pee. That's gotta be an ouch my pee-pee.
Ouch, my PV. Harlow, what was yours?
Wait, what did I have to do? I was too busy
Roll a
posting
D20.
again. Oh, okay.
Roll above a 2, please.
Is a 6.
Harlow, roll damage.
Do it, do
Two-
damage to his pee-pee.
2d8 plus strength.
Of pee-pee damage.
So you're gonna roll or no?
Did he die?
Brian?
I'm
No, I
rolling.
just heard him chuckle.
Who's or me or Chris?
You, motherfucker!
You bitch!
Why would I roll? What? The...
Because you
The
missed
one
your
that rolled the
attack!
nat one.
Oh, I now won the attack!
I don't know what's happening. Okay, what? I'm rolling
Brian,
a
about
2d8.
to
Brian, roll 2d8 and then add your strength.
I definitely.
That's
thought you-
about to get stabbed into your pee-pee.
I definitely thought you were talking to Chris. 11.
Is that with your strength?
Yes.
Okay. What's without your strength?
Are you talking about my strength mod?
Yes, without your strength mod.
What? It's I rolled a 5 and a 3, and my strength mod is
5
3.
and a 3. 8. Okay. 8. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ, Brian. You take a 5 and a 3, you said?
Yes.
And your strength mod is a 3.
Yes.
Good God, what the
Okay.
fuck is going on?
Brian, you take 11 damage as you try to slice into this
Slice.
goblin. Brad, you also take 11 damage. Oh shit. As Landre tries to slice into the spirit, he 100% biffs, trips over himself, slices, and deals 6 damage to Bradley and 8 damage to himself.
So, I'm
So
taking.
no damage happens to me?
Harlow, you are fine.
Alright.
I'm taking 11 plus 8 total.
No, you're taking fuck.
First you said 11, and then you said 8. Am I adding them together, or is it one or the other?
Yeah, you have to admit that.
Okay,
this is
I'm
a bit
sorry.
confusing.
I'm sorry. Landre, you take 8 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
Bradley, you take 5 plus Landre's strength modifier.
6 before. Why is it more now, you motherfucker?
No, it was 8. It was 8 before. He didn't change it. You weren't listening.
Yeah, you weren't listening. Thank you, Irene. Please save me.
This is such a shit show.
Dude, you are so fucking drunk right now, Aaron.
I've had 8 gin tonics, and you
We
guys
can
are
tell.
like, what if I attack this ghost? Wouldn't that be cool?
What ghost? There
We're
is
fighting
no ghost. We're
goblins.
attacking
I had
orcs.
never heard of a ghost in here. I thought it was just orcs.
No, yeah, you guys are.
No,
You're
yeah.
fighting.
This is
You
the
guys are-
best D&D session I think I've ever been in.
Oh my god.
Everyone dies. I'm leaving. No, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm so glad I decided during this instead of sleeping.
Okay.
Well, I have 5 health points, you guys.
Okay.
Is that before or after the damage I just assigned to you?
It's definitely after.
After, I have 9.
Okay.
I'm fucking really low.
And you
too,
have
so.
9.
Alright. I do have healing words, so.
Ramiro, you
So
did
do I.
not take damage.
Nope.
Harlow, you also did not take damage. This damage came as this. It was almost like this this broadsword as this orc like tumbled after he got hit. He like tumbled to try and strike you as he was dying. He struck Brad and Brian, what's your character name?
Laundry.
Laundry. Okay, thank you. So
Laundry.
he hit Bradley and Laundre both for a D8, which is
So wait, are you doing more damage?
no total. Did I already
What?
give you damage?
My fucking
You already
god!
gave us damage.
Yes.
What is going
Okay.
on?
I apologize.
That's why I said I have 5 HP after you attacked me. That's what you asked me just now. Okay, so
Okay,
I think it's...
I'm sorry. So what you are at right now is what you just took.
Great. Okay, so we gotta
What you
move on
just
to...
took after this orc, he got struck by an arrow and kind of tumbled and like tried to attack you guys. This is the damage that you have took since then.
Okay,
Are we good?
Okay.
sure, it's Bradley's turn
Yes.
now.
This
Yeah.
is why we don't drink and DM.
Fucking hell. Brad, go.
Okay. I guess I'm going to cast Bane on 3 orcs that are within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
So that's a charisma saving throw this time, and I'm hoping that they're worse at those.
Okay. One of them for sure. The furthest one from you, like, had just leased an arrow at you, and it like was not prepared at all for any kind of counterattack. Otherwise, there's a 14 and an 8. Does either beat your charisma?
Yeah, one of them does. So one saves. The other ones have to subtract a d4 from every attack roll that they make for 1 minute.
Okay. So there was the orc that you had first seen, and you had like been attacking this whole time.
Oh, and when he does that, he'll go, Bane, Bane!
Sure. He he starts to like retch, and when he does, he goes, pain, pain, and like you can tell he's in a lot of like agony and pain. The other one just like he starts to like throw an axe at you, and when the other one goes, pain, he's like, what the fuck? And just like launches his axe way over your head. So there's 3 orcs in the camp. God.
This is your session. You can call it at any time.
Yeah,
I
dude.
will literally slaughter you before that happens.
Okay.
Well, it won't take much.
Harlow, I think you haven't had a turn yet, correct?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's my
okay.
turn.
So it is the start of your turn. And you're the end of this.
Actually, can I use my bonus action to give inspiration to Harlow?
Well, so
Yes.
So Bradley just took his turn.
No.
Bradley just took his turn. Then we got to go on to the Orky boys, and then we got to go on to Ramiro.
Yeah, Ramiro is actually before all of the orcs.
Well,
Except for one, remember? Because you decided that it was before Ramiro, so it could attack me.
Except for... so the orcs rolled a 20, a 21, and an 18, and Ramiro is somehow between all of them.
okay, I understand that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because somehow they're fucking broken as shit. So Ramiro, go ahead and go.
Okay.
I think that they should all still run away from me saying that they dressed sloppy and pack tuna fish sandwiches.
You know what? I'll say Ramiro gets an action before they act on Harlow. Is that fair? Before they turn and run from Harlow, Ramiro gets an action.
Alright, Ramiro.
Basically, before any of you fuckers gets to interrupt.
It's your lucky day, Ramiro. For your
Alright.
turn, you get to
Ramiro.
do an action.
Oh boy. I'm gonna play down and I'm gonna
1969
cast.
Ramiro.
I'm gonna play down and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave.
You can hit 2 of them
Okay.
from where you are. Yeah. Is
That's
that
fine.
a Constitution save?
That. Yes.
Okay.
DC
I will
13.
allow that. Sure. That's a 15 on one and a 15 on the other.
Okay.
So they both technically save.
That's 11 damage halved.
11, so 5 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see both of these orcs raise their, one of them raises, it's almost like a flat piece of metal, sharpened to look like an axe. And the other one raises an actual axe, and both of them, as they raise it, they get hit, and they're like, and they like start to swing down. And Brian, would you like to do anything before you get slaughtered?
What are my options? Can I not get slaughtered?
No. So basically, like, you saw one of your friends kind of run up and cast a spell at this camp of orcs. Both orcs that you can see from where you're at are aimed at you. And they're trying to swing their axes down at you. But you think there are more orcs from what you can see.
Can I roll a dex save?
Sure. Yeah. Roll a dex save.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll an attack roll on both of them to see if they beat you. Well, nope.
9.
Okay. So you're able to successfully dodge one of these orc throws, but in order to do so, you have to dodge into the other one's attack.
Okay.
Well, that was stupid. You shouldn't have done that, Lon. Fucking moron.
You don't take a full like slashing damage to it, but you do take a lot of just like slamming down on top of you damage, and that's not bad. So you take 5 damage. I'm sorry,
Ouch, your
6
pee-pee.
damage.
Ouch,
you
your
take
pee-pee.
you take 6 damage to your PP. As like one of these orcs tries to like decapitate you and he misses, and the other one tries to just like slam on top of the other one's throw.
Alright, well, I'm down.
Dead as
You're
nails.
down from 6 damage.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a saving throw, I guess.
Okay. It's the night. 19.
Nice.
Okay. You are currently not dead.
Not yet.
Not yet. Brad, you just saw this.
Did you make them do minus a D4 to their attack roll?
Yeah, they rolled a 19 plus 4.
All right.
So this one orc tried to slam down into your friend, and he kind of like he clipped a little bit of his feathers. He didn't get a big attack, but your friend just kind of like fell
Wait,
to the ground.
Lonzo fucking Aarakocra now?
Who? I thought Landre was a fucking Kanku because he said that last time. Oh, Asmar.
Yeah, he's.
Nope.
I am
He's
now.
he is a Goliath, but yeah, he was an ass.
He's a Goliath now. Okay. So, you see Landre kind of like, he like tries to attack, and as he does so, he almost like, it looks like he twists his ankle and just kind of like falls under this swing from this other Goliath.
Did he poop his pants?
My fucking gosh. Just let me die, Tim.
100%. You can like smell it. It's garbage. It's like
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on him, so he has to come back into his poopy pants.
Roll a Constitution saving throw, quick.
Me?
Yes.
It's definitely not your turn, by the way, but whatever.
Why is what am I?
No, it actually is.
Ramiro just
It's his
went.
turn. No, incorrect.
Harlow hasn't gone yet.
The orc went.
Yeah, and then after that's Harlow.
What the fuck is going on? I got a 7.
Oh no.
You start driving into your pants as you try to cast this healing word.
Why am I driving into my pants?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You think you're able to stabilize him, but you're not positive because as soon as you're like, I got him, you're like, Harlow, it's now your turn.
What the hell is going on?
Harlow,
I don't know. I haven't even been paying attention for the last like 15 minutes.
Well, Tim is currently,
That's fair.
Tim is currently
Okay,
dry
Harlow.
heaving into his pants.
Yep. You see Bradley dry heaving almost into his trousers. And you also you see Ramiro like flying up, and she's like taking one shot, but then she like looks sick to her stomach. Nothing else has happened otherwise.
Okay, I am, first of all, I check my pockets. Do I have, like, any, any bread?
You have like a day's worth of, hey, how about all of you fuck yourself, and then
Holy shit.
you have like a day's worth of rations.
Can I throw, Bradley some bread and it not take up my action? Like, as a free action, can I give him some bread to calm his stomach?
Yes, but roll me a dexterity saving throw.
It hurts to laugh.
16 plus, what is my dexterity save? Plus 2, so 18.
Okay, so you see Bradley absolutely dry heaving and like curling his guts, and you like whip this chunk of bread, and it kind of like grazes him on the side of his head. And
I heard that if you eat bread, it will calm down your nerves.
yeah, and like he kind of like turns towards it, and he kind of still like keeps retching, but he's like pointed towards the bread and like, oh, I should go towards this, and you're fine. So yes,
Okay.
you're fine.
And then is there an adjacent orc with which I can lay the smackdown on?
There's an orc 10 feet from you near Bradley right now, and an orc 20 feet from you who shot one crossbow bolt, and that's it.
Alright, so I will flank the one that is near Bradley. And
Okay.
I will, and that grants me advantage, right?
From where you're at, yeah.
Alright. So 15 on the first roll. Okay, so 15 plus 7. So that's
That'll hit, yeah.
yeah. And then D8 time. That's a 4 plus 7. 11 damage.
So you don't even like stab into this other like duck that's been like harassing you. You just backhand it with your blade, and its
Did you
neck.
just say it was a duck?
Yeah, it's basically a duck, and you just backhand it and snap its neck, and it goes. And it falls to the ground lifeless. And there's like 3 ducklings kind of at your feet, like.
What happened to the orcs?
And it starts like. They start like pecking at the ground and go, peck, peck, peck.
Why is
Hi, little ducky. And I go to pick one up. Where's your mum?
Couple mom.
I pet its little duck head. Oh, I give it some of that bread. Ducks like bread.
why?
It's not for them. Shame on you.
So, as this duckling that you're feeding bread currently starts like chomping on this bread that you're feeding it, you hear another one at your feet.
Oh no.
Why is this
I
session?
kill it. I kill one of the ducks. I stab it with my fucking rapier.
Now, why did you go and do that?
You hear another one at your feet.
Oh my God.
Stab it. I stab it immediately.
Oh my god.
Why is this session still happening?
Because you
After
guys
this is
decided
all over,
to
I'm
kill
going to have to talk to you.
ducklings.
No, we were
they're
fighting
orcs.
orcs.
We were trying to, but they kept turning into ghosts.
Ducklings and fucking. Oh, fuck. My transforming classes and jumping initiative order and fucking.
I think we should probably call that the night. Then I'll
Yeah,
stop
we
the stream.
really do need to. Yeah, because I'm fucking tired of shit.
Goodbye, everybody.